They fell into friendship like others fall in love. Sudden, deep, absolute. They became a hyphenated union, Kath and Gavin, one never to be seen without the other. People said, "You're such a cute couple." So they had matching t-shirts printed, black large letters on white, "Only friends." Though Kath objected to the only implied less than, and the friendship was inferior to nothing. They did everything together. Frisbee in Richmond Park, Netflix binges on Kat's sofa, falling on the bunks trying to ice skate, weekend trips and shared hotel rooms. They told each other everything, the bad and the good, the shameful and the downright banal. Even being bored together was fun. Gavin was slow to anger, quick to laugh, and unashamed when he cried over pet videos on YouTube. He couldn't dance, but he had this way of jumping up and down that was as good as dancing. His hands were clever with tools, and gentle on Kat's face when she was sad. Everybody liked Gavin, and there was nothing about him that Kath didn't love. The fall from grace happened on a night like any other. Gavin brought pizza and wine. Kath was trying to catch up on work. Everything was as it always was, until he leaned in and he said the words. "But I don't want that," she didn't say. "If I wanted that, you would have been the first to know," she didn't say. "You and I are perfect," he said. "This will make it even more perfect." But perfection is perfect already. There's no such thing as more perfect. She was so disappointed he didn't know this. His tongue in her mouth was a foreign object. His hands were no longer gentle or clever. After he had passed out, Kat sat sewing on the toilet seat. The morning after pill in her Metzer cabinet was years out of date. She swallowed it anyway. In the morning he told her he loved her. He was sorry he got carried away. "It's going so great, I promise." He'd never failed to keep a promise before, so Kath tried. She tried and she tried, until her love had shriveled and was almost dead. Only then did she tell him no. "Can't we go back to how it was before?" She begged, knowing it wasn't possible. "If that's what you want, I can't see you again," he said. "You have ruined everything." She cried and she cried, heartbroken and a little relieved. When she could face the world again, the world had turned against her. Her friends had become his. Kath didn't ask what he told them that she'd done. There was no point. Apparently she was stalking him. She was posting deranged ramblings on her Facebook and Instagram. Even after she deleted her profiles, enraged emails kept tumbling into her inbox from people she thought knew her better. "Stop hassling me, you crazy bitch, else I'll take this to the police." She woke up to a text from her bank informing her that she'd reached her overdraft limit. Same day, credit card company notified her she'd maxed out her card. Hours on the phone getting lectured about never ever sharing her passwords. Some reassurance that they'd investigate and that she might get a refund eventually. In the meantime, Kath had to borrow money from her sister who'd been thoroughly charmed by Gavin and who now claimed she'd always known something was up with him. Wasn't it just like Kath to fall for someone like that? Kath's mail arrived with a fat thump. A padded envelope containing £2,538.57 exactly, the amount that had vanished from a bank account, and a greeting card. A lesser-known impressionist. She and Gavin had gone to the exhibition last spring. The message in Gavin's precise handwriting was a poem that started out as an apology. Kath read it once, the second time. She tore up the card, burned it with ink, and flushed it down the drain. That was how well he knew her. He knew when he sent that card that there was no way she would keep it, that she'd destroy the only proof she could show to anyone, or that might be found after he'd done to her what he said he'd do, in a perfectly composed sonnet. She slept in her sister's spare room for a few nights. Dexter, the family mutt, whining and farting on the floor in his sleep, safety conferred by the thump of his tail on the carpet. A dog, Kath thought, a dog. Someone to protect me. A protector. It triggered a memory. Back in her flat, she found the book in the box she kept meaning to take to the charity shop. It was as she remembered the author's improbable name, lurid cover art, awful prose, the comments she penciled into the margins. It had been a phase. Kath didn't believe it would work. She had never believed in it, and it had never worked. But it was something to do, a ritual to calm the nerves, if nothing else. She found it on page 232, creating a thought form for protection. Kath had none of the ingredients except for a candle, and the instructions weren't very clear. But none of that was really necessary anyway. She had her imagination. She had her need. To begin with, she visualized her protector's Ali, her childhood dog, like she was too sweet with a dark pink nose and easy Labrador smile. She became he. The muzzle lengthened, the teeth sharpened, brown eyes turned green then yellow, matted black and grey fur like from the clouds, large paws. His breath was hot and smelled like raw meat. Not a wolf, sorry, not a dog, a wolf. The book suggested a cloying rhyme for binding the spell. Fuck that. She bit down hard on her lip. The pain was surprising. The blood flowed fast and easy. She caught it on her forefinger, flicked it toward the candle flame. You, a wolf, she said. You are mine, and I am yours to protect. She went to bed, and solid weight settled against her feet. It wasn't real, obviously. It was just something she'd made up to be less afraid. Like the friendly vampire she used to imagine watching over her when she was a child. Just as harmless, just as benign. She could sleep again. She could function like she had before Gavin. If you have no friends left, an imaginary friend is better than nothing. Her lizard brain wakes her. Danger, but she can't move. Glass is breaking, the back door is scraping open. Her brain is racing uselessly. How long before it makes it to my room? Why is there no lock on the door? How can I get it to the window if I can't even move my lips? Is he really going to do what he said in the card? It never once occurs to her that it could be a random burglar. She knows it's him. She feels him. A sharp wave of motion as something taut and muscular launches itself off the foot of her bed. Pads of rough pads scrape of claws against the floor. The door's pushed open. Silence, and then snarls and whimpers and screams. Kath covers her ears with her hands and hums to herself to keep it all out. I'm going mad, I'm going mad, I'm going mad, I'm going mad. She feels something hot and wet against her hand, and the weight is settling back next down to her. She calls 999. I think I heard someone, she tells the woman. I'm scared. She gives out her address. Blue lights strobing outside the window. Police, a man and a woman. They sit in the kitchen. Someone offers to make tea. There's blood on the floor. Yes, Kath says, she knows Gavin Richardson. Yes, there used to be a couple and he didn't take the breakup very well. Yes, he did threaten her, but she couldn't prove anything. No, she doesn't have a dog. Some of her neighbors do, but they keep them indoors at night. They're really little things and they're foxes, you see. Why are they asking about dogs anyway? Of course Kath agrees to come to the station tomorrow to give a full statement. Kevin will be taken to custody to tell her, if he survives. Too early to tell, they say. His injuries extensive and severe. The police leave. Kath goes back to bed. She puts her hand on Wolf's head. Good boy, Wolf, she says. Good boy.
Oh, yeah.